Well, hey everybody. My wife has caught me picking squash. This is our spring squash. We planted them the last week of February. Well, let's look down deep and see what the Lord's blessed us with. Well, look at there. Look in here. This is our fourth picking now, or fifth. I could be off by one. Well, that did real good from the last week of February, and here we are in the first week of May, and this is our fifth picking, and you pick them every other day. There's one that hid the last time, but as you can see, it still is very tender. Now these are 8-balls. This is our first year growing these. These are very good. They look like a zucchini, but they taste nothing like a zucchini to us. We've really enjoyed them. And they produce very well, as you can see. And when we get closer to the end of, or the middle of summer, we will let them, one or two of them, completely grow out, swell up, and see how big they are. And we'll show it to you because we're going to collect some seed off of them. On the 8-ball, the way they're positioned, and you can't really tell, but there's, anybody that's growed squash knows there's little thorns up and down the leaf stems. But when you come down to them, don't snap them, twist them. And as you can see, it'll come right off in. And you don't scratch up but a little bit of your 8-ball. Now this is a crook neck summer squash. You snap. You will have to lift the leaves up. They are thorny. Some people are highly allergic to what these scratches give. See how I take my thumb, put right there, and then pull up and push back, and they come right out. Try not to drag them across your leaves or it'll scar your squash up and they just won't look pretty. They'll still eat just as good. All right, there's where I missed two the last time. We pick every other day. They're a little bit big, but they're still that bright color yellow, not the deep yellow. So they're still very tender. I want you to see your squash start out on the bottom. And if you're very careful, you will see how they're stacked. You don't want to break those off while you're picking, because these that's just the bloom, the bee has to pollinate this one and the one that has the little squash on it. He has to go between the two, or another one off the other, or just have some of that pollen to pollinate it where it will be seed on in it that will mature. But I just wanted you to see how the squash stack up the vine. You can see the vine started back here at the base, and it comes up, and you pick one there, we pick one here, pick one here, here, and it rotates each time. And you see here's some more blooms here that's not on the squash. That would be the male bloom, and these are the female blooms that's on the bottom of the squash. This is approximately a 90-foot row. There's probably 38 to 40 hill of squash on it. This is a 5-gallon bucket, and this is what we have picked today, not counting the other 5 pickings, which we've got approximately the same amount the last 3, not the first one. So I think God has been very gracious to our garden this year.